Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good summer so far. Um, this is my case study, and it was over case 8.2 about moral conflict in clinical trials. I found this case to be pretty interesting and really got me thinking about what would be more right in this situation. In this case, there is a investigator named Dr. Akuru. He has designed and is conducting a clinical trial for a new chemotherapy drug for cancer. He has a concern for one of his subjects in this trial. Um, and her name is Miss Hernandez. So she's a 49-year-old who has breast cancer, and she has three lesion sites, one being in the liver, one in the lungs, and then one in the axillary or armpit area. She has tried many other clinical trials and treatments before this one. And in this particular trial, you get the drug via IVs, and you do 6 21 day cycles if they are needed for that long, or if you stay side effect free for that long. So the point of the trial was to see if the cumulative effects of taking the drug for so long has side effects for the drug. So after 4 cycles, Miss Hernandez had no fatigue or irreversible effects. Her liver hadn't been or had remained stable, which is good, but the lesion in her axillary area grew by 22% since the beginning of the trial. And this increases the likelihood that the other ones will also grow. And in the liver's case, the bigger the lesion, the worse the liver function is, which is very important to being able to function and live. So if she continues, she risks the cumulative toxicity that builds up over time after taking chemotherapy. And this could lead to tumor growth. And the actual only benefit to her continuing to take the drug is to get her results and helping people by getting this drug into the next stage of production and trials. And the kicker to this situation is that she's actually one of the only subjects in the trial to make it this long. The other ones had to drop out due to health concerns. Dr. Akula has to decide if the risks are too excessive to continue, but he also has this duty to collect the data and get this potentially healthy drug through to the next stage of getting this drug onto the market. If she remains free of these bad effects, the drug can move to the next stage. Without her, the production of the drug could cease to exist and stop. She comes in to talk with Dr. Akuru about continuing She hasn't said no to continuing the drug, even though there are risks to it. So he must decide if the duty of collecting his data and getting this drug through to potentially help a lot of people is more important than his duty to his patient and the well-being of his patient. So really, the big social or moral issue in this case is whether or not Dr. Kuro should allow his subject to continue with the trial, even though she is at extreme risk of worsening her condition. Um, and so he must decide whether to let her continue or to advise her to withdraw from the trial. The first view that I wanted to talk about to look at with this case is the Kantian view. So in this view, um, choices are based on reason, and that um, there are certain rules and commands that everyone should follow. Um, and then also in the video that we watched over Kant, the guy states that we are not objects that others should use for their own benefits. Um, so this is what led me to believe that in this case, Kantians would be more apt to have Dr. Akuro advise Ms. Hernandez to stop treatment due to the fact that the only reason that the only benefit from continuing would be her results um, at the cost of her well-being. The second view that I wanted to look at with this case was utilitarianism, kind of the opposite of Kantianism. So in this one, you're supposed to, they state that you're supposed to do or make the choice that it causes the most good or happiness for the greatest number of people, even if that means that it is not in your best interest to do so. But if it makes more people happy, then you should do it. So this is what led me to say that utilitarianism would say that Miss Hernandez should continue the trial because her results could lead to a lot of good by other people who have cancer and getting this drug through to the next stage and getting it into production and then into market. Taking in both views, both Kantianism and utilitarianism, I kind of fall more towards Kantianism in the regards that I wouldn't allow Miss Hernandez to continue the trials due to her well-being. Because as a clinician or doctor, or like I'm an athletic trainer, so the patient's health should always be the top priority. So in my opinion, I think that Dr. Akuro should advise Ms. Hernandez to stop trial due to the potential of harm done and worsening health.